Chapter 6. Combat Assessment. In the month that Roger trained with Garp, the recruits completely forgot about him, and in this month a message like wildfire spread out in the entire camp. Have you heard about it? The actual combat assessment is about to begin. Of course, I heard all the training from before is for this combat assessment, and it said if get first or if your performance is good you'd be able to get in the elite camp and be trained by Admiral Z. Recruits talked about and admired former Admiral Z. They couldn't help but show worship and respect for him. The Marine is not a nursing home, it's where they fight the pirates and especially the elite in the headquarters, and so the Marine would organize an assessment. An actual combat that are moderated by the admirals, and all recruits have to participate. The camp is divided into an ordinary camp and an elite one. There is about 10 group for the ordinary camp led by 10 instructors, and the elite camp had only one group. The highest rank after graduation for the elite camp is captain and the lowest is lieutenant commander. And the most important thing is that the elite camp's instructor is former Admiral Z. Entering into the elite camp is like a dream for all recruits because all the Marine current admirals trained under Z in the elite camp. Everyone was exited thinking about this. There are so many people who already know that they don't have a chance, so they discussed who from the recruits will enter the elite camp. I estimate that Drake from the 5th group will be first. Drake. Yes, no one can win against him. His is far too strong. I heard that he killed the 8th group strongest in a spar. Talking to here, the man couldn't help but his fear. Even if all of the air recruits but the strongest in each group can easily beat other recruits. And even the strongest from the 8th group pressed under X Drake's spike, there is no doubt he's the strongest this year. Yes, Drake is the strongest, but can he still be in the elite camp? Hearing this, someone from the crowd couldn't help but laugh. Strongest. Didn't you know that all those in the elite camp are monsters? The people looked at each other. Most of them shook their head, apparently they didn't know anything about the elite camp. So everyone's eyes directed at the one who spoke. That recruit, seeing that many eyes are looking at him, took a deep breath and turned serious and said, "It is said that the current elite camp's strongest is someone called Smoker, and he's got the Moku Moku no Mi. Do you know what that means?" After a moment of silence, suddenly after understanding his meaning, everyone's eye shined. Isn't that the strongest type of devil fruit, the lodger? Is there anyone who can win against it? Isn't this awesome? If this is true, then I think no one could win against him. In the courtyard. The sun was hanging up in the middle of the day. At this time, Roger wielding his Honu no Suki and swinging it down. His arms were going numb, but he still tirelessly continued practicing to the limit of his body. Normal training won't do, he got to break through his limit again and again. Roger's body was getting stronger and breaking the limit become harder and harder. That's okay. This is Garp teaching. Although it become difficult, he still can go on. He has the sword of the soul. So Roger was more interested in swordsmanship, and sometime even consult Garp about it. And Garp answered were beyond Roger's expectations. Garp said to him that everyone has his own way in the sword, there is no fixed path. The final road is always different. To practice your swordmanship you need physical strength, arm strength and movement speed. As for the so-called Rokushiki, it can augment your strength to a certain extent, but it's not good to rely only on it. Although Garp is not strong at fencing, but as he is one of the strongest in the world, he already saw many strong sword masters. Even so, getting such an answer from Garp wasn't expected. Roger's current training is to strengthen his core. Something essential for sword users, and that is by just swinging the sword in a motion that seems like hacking. Suddenly Garp came to the courtyard and waved his hand. "Roger, you can take a break, okay?" Roger stopped and looked at Garp strangely. This month, even if Roger was so into the training and drained all his strength when practicing, Garp didn't say go rest even once. So how come he's telling him now? Looking at Roger's face, Garp put his finger into his nose and said, "The combat assessment that require all the recruits to attend will begin tomorrow." Although Garp can easily get Roger out of the assessment, he didn't want to. Even if Roger's talent and will is strong, he still need actual combat experience. He has to experience real blood, if not he won't become strong. What is that? Hearing Garp's words, Roger's eyes flashed and stroked his mouth that was slightly raised into a smile. A long time ago Roger found that in actual combat the energy in the soul system will increase faster in a real battle. Not to mention for a long time Roger wanted to test his strength in an actual battle, so he will certainly not refuse an actual combat. Now that his Sword of the Soul strengthened to +6, although the distance is still far away from the Shikai in the 5th stage, but is not that far from the 3rd stage, and most likely in the 3rd stage he will experience another transformation. So for this, Roger was looking forward to get that level up. End of Chapter 6. To be continued. Chapter 7. Departure.